Some time ago, I coined the term lifetime of lifestyle. Now, I'm not so naive to think that I'm the very first person to ever say this anywhere, as I don't think there's really many original sayings and phrases out there, but I've never heard it before. This is an original thought of mine, the lifetime of lifestyle. I want to go into what that means and what I think is the most important aspect of physical fitness. My answer may surprise you. We're going to hit that intro early. We're going to dive right into this topic, the lifetime of lifestyle and the most important part of fitness, right here on the podcast. Don't go anywhere. Defending mediocrity in our profession. Welcome back, and this is Dr. Krol, physical therapist here, hosting the Dr. Krol PT and Fitness podcast. Today we're talking about the lifetime of lifestyle and what I think is the most important part to a fitness journey. And again, my answer may surprise you a little bit, but before we start, we have the administrative cleanup to do. You hit that like, you hit that subscribe, you share it on social media. I'll wait and give you a second to do that. Done. Hit that like, hit that subscribe, share it on social media, help spread the word. It takes you but a couple seconds to do so. It helps out me and the channel immensely. So if you like the content I'm giving you, all you got to do is do a little bit of that for me. Like, subscribe, share, post about it, talk about it, tell your friends. That's all I ever ask of you guys. So we are talking about the lifetime of lifestyle today. This is more of a fitness related topic for the general public. So what is a lifetime of lifestyle? Think about this. We always look at what exercise is best for this, or what does this person do to get in the shape that they're in? How do you get that type of body? Well, you guys have heard of things called a dancer's body, right? A martial artist body. Whatever type of body you're looking for, it usually has some sort of adjective ahead of it. Like I said, a dancer's body. How did the dancer get that body? Were there specific exercises, a specific routine that they followed to get the legs and the glutes and the midsection and everything else that they got? Or did they expose themselves to a whole bunch of activity for a very long period of time, say a lifetime? How long did they have to expose themselves to that activity to get a dancer's body? Usually it's from a very young age. Usually they started dancing 4, 5, 6, 7 years old, and they've been dancing for 15, 20 years. They may have a couple orthopedic issues to go along with it, but they have a dancer's body, and they gain that dancer's body not by one set of exercises, not by one particular rep, not by one movement, but a continued lifetime of that lifestyle, the dancer's lifestyle. Same with martial artists. A high-level martial artist is going to have a certain physique, is going to have a certain level of movement and a way of movement. How did they get there? It wasn't one class, it wasn't one set of reps, it wasn't the one exercise that everybody's looking for. It was the lifetime of lifestyle. And it really kind of ties into what I feel is the most important aspect of a fitness journey. And the fitness journey has no end. So the most important aspect is not the physical exercises that you do. And that's going to sound really strange coming from someone who is a physical therapist and someone who works with people in fitness training. It really has little to do with the exercises and more to do with the mindset. The mindset is the most important thing in terms of your fitness journey, in terms of your exercise and activity journey, and the roles that those things play in your life. So I see a lot of people, and they get the ball rolling pretty easily. I mean, we think that, oh, you just have to get the ball rolling and then it's no problem. No, that's not the case at all. A lot of people that have come through my doors, it didn't matter where I was training, whether it was a large box gym like a Bally's or a Blast Fitness, or I was doing in-house training, bringing people to my clinic. It doesn't matter where. I have a lot of people that have come across over the years that are gung-ho. They've got the ball rolling. They're going to put the money down. They're going to invest in a trainer. They're going to invest in equipment. They're going to do this. They're going to do that. They have it all scheduled out. And then 2 to 3 months later, they fizzled out. They just lost interest in it. I have a lot of people that I know from my personal Facebook page that I see all the time. They're into a 21-day transformation, a 30-day challenge, 21-day challenge, a 14-day challenge. And I think these things overwhelmingly are doomed to fail. Now, it doesn't mean they're bad. It's better than doing nothing. But they're overwhelmingly doomed to fail because they have an end point. So a 21-day transformation means you're going to lose X amount of weight, lose X amount of measurable inches, change your body composition, a certain point in 21 days. But the reality is, then what? You haven't developed a lifetime of lifestyle. Someone I know who's a colleague of mine, she was posting on her Facebook a memory of her doing the 21-day challenge, and she was like, wow, I remember when I did that. Or it was a 28-day challenge. It was some sort of 28-day or 21-day transformation. And she was talking in her post about how she doesn't do any of that stuff anymore, and her body has kind of reverted back to where it was prior to the transformation. And again, the point is, those are finite goals. If I were to ask people, like a good friend of mine who's a martial artist and he's active all the time, when are you done doing martial arts? When are you done doing activity? And his answer would be, never. I'm never done. It's never over. Your physical fitness, your exercise, your activity, it never ends. It only ends when you die. When you die, that's it. Even if you're paralyzed, you have to do some level of activity and exercise. It doesn't matter what it is. You have to do something. And there's a nearly infinite amount of methods and ways to go about being active and being healthy and being fit, that the particular method doesn't really matter. It really matters as to if it's a good fit for you. So if people say, hey, should I start walking? Yep, that's a great thing to do. Well, I want to take a yoga class. Awesome, take a yoga class. What about Pilates? Do you think Pilates is any good? Sure, go take Pilates. Martial arts, dance. Should I start weightlifting? Sure, do it safely. Get a movement screen. Come in at the right level. Find out what the issues are. Get it right. It doesn't matter what you're doing. You can be walking. You can be treadmill walking. You can be bike riding. You can be treading water, doing water aerobics. It doesn't matter. Just do something. But get the mind right that I have to make this part of my life. People will ask me, man, I mean, you're active every day. You're doing something all the time. Sometimes I'll post it on Instagram. Sometimes I won't. But people say, don't you ever take a day off? No. And my counter question to that is, do you take days off brushing your teeth? I go back to the dentistry example all the time because we've got that mindset pretty well ingrained that you have to take care of your teeth the rest of your life. It's never over. Even if you lose your teeth and get dentures, you still have to take care of your gums and you still have to take care of the dentures. So your oral hygiene never ends. Same thing with activity, the same thing with fitness. And that has to change over time as you age. The things that you do when you're 18 years old, 21 years old, you're not going to do when you're 45, 50 years old. Your body will usually reject it, or your body will be really sore from it, or there'll be problems that you just can't get over, or you're unable to do it. The reality is you just have to do something. So if you just have to do something, then the what is not the most important thing. It's the mindset. I have so many people that have a weight loss goal. I want to lose 30 pounds. And it's admirable, and it gets them going, which is not a terrible thing. It's not a bad thing to get it going, but you have to look at what happens after you lose that 30 pounds, because there's a lot of ways to lose 30 pounds. I know people who are fighters. They can drop 15, 20, 30 pounds in a couple of weeks. I mean, it sucks. It's literally a weight cut for them. They're losing a lot of water weight. They're dieting down before that. And it's just a temporary thing. They hit the scale, they weigh in, then they get their Pedialyte, and then they start eating after that, and they're X amount of pounds heavier when they step into the ring or cage the next day. It's not a matter of losing the weight. It's a matter of a lifetime of lifestyle. How do you build up the lifestyle that says, instead of losing 30 pounds, why shouldn't the goal be, I want to lose some weight get a healthy body composition, and then maintain that. That's a far better goal than 30-day weight loss challenge, 30-day squat challenge, 28-day lunge challenge or push-up challenge. Again, those things aren't terrible. I don't think they're great ideas, but if they can get people moving, it's fine. But you don't have the long-term goal and the psychological side of things where you're trying to develop this relationship with your exercise, activity, and fitness. When you don't have that relationship, you run into real problems. You run into problems where you get the ball rolling, you get all amped up, and then you fall off the cliff. And we've known this for decades now. This is not new. How many times have people joked that someone will buy an exercise bike or a treadmill, an elliptical, any piece of large-scale equipment for their home? Someone will always say to them, oh yeah, that'll be a great clothes hanger in 3 or 4 months. It's kind of a negative blanket statement, but it's usually correct, where people will fall out of that initial push, initial surge, because they haven't converted their mindset to, this is just something I do. It's just something that's part of me. People ask me, how do you get motivated to do it? Like I said before, again, how do you get motivated to brush your teeth every morning? It's the same exact thing. When people ask me what I do, I'm just doing something. What's my plan today? Oh, it's Monday, I'm going to do chest because it's Monday. No, that's not my plan. My plan is I'm going to do something. I have an hour here in my day. I have 45 minutes here in my day. I'm going to do something. Maybe I'll ride the exercise bike in my basement. Maybe I'll go on the treadmill in my basement. Maybe I'll do some rolling. Maybe I'll do jujitsu that day. I'll hit the heavy bag. I'll go for a hike. I'll do some battle rope stuff. I'll do Bosu ball. I'll do the Indian clubs. I'll go take a walk. I'll go stand up paddleboarding. I'll go snowshoeing. I'll do yoga. It doesn't matter. I'm just doing something. And the mindset is really important because you really want to come to a healthy relationship with your activity and exercise and fitness. Again, I know people that are exercising 4 to 6 days a week, and they have a completely unhealthy relationship with it because they're so worried about losing weight and I want to look good. And one of the problems with that is, in your own mind, you never look good. And you don't realize it until well after the fact. So you gain a certain body composition, but it's not sustainable. You're not living a lifestyle that is satisfactory enough to you where you will maintain that. So what do I mean by that? You can starve yourself of any type of food group that you want. If you want to starve yourself of fats, if you want to go into major caloric deficit, starve yourself of carbohydrates, your body will change. You will lose overall weight. Some of that will be muscle, some of that will be adipose tissue, but your body composition will change. But you have to ask yourself, is this a sustainable lifestyle? Because if it isn't, it's not going to stick. You have to promote a sustainable lifestyle. When I work with people and start talking about change, I talk about change in very small realms. I want you to change just a few things and start developing a habit. Some people, even before they ever come into my gym and clinic, I'll tell them, just start walking for a half an hour every day. Just go for a walk. Go for a bike ride. Doesn't matter what you do. Just take a half an hour. And I don't care how fast you're going. I don't care how many steps you do. I don't care how far you go. None of that matters. Just take a walk. So what am I doing here? What am I really focusing on? If I'm not counting steps and I'm not counting distance and I'm not concerned with pace, then I'm not concerned with any of the physical parameters of the walk. What am I trying to do? I'm trying to get them to dedicate X amount of time to that walk, to that physical activity. It doesn't even matter that it's a walk. It could be swimming, it could be bike riding, it could be anything. Just do some activity for a half an hour. And you're just trying to develop the mindset. You're just trying to develop the habit. And again, the habit turns into a lifestyle. Okay, that's a really important thing. For me, I don't miss activities throughout the day. There's never a day where I'm like, yeah, I'm just going to sit on the couch all day and watch TV. That never happens. Even if that is my plan, like, boy, I'm going to take a day and just veg on the couch. About 2 hours in, I'm done with it, and I have to get up and do something. It doesn't matter what it is. I have to go take a walk. I have to go ride a bike. The only time I really take that type of downtime is when I'm really sick and I really need to do something like that. It doesn't happen terribly often, but when it does, you use that downtime because your health needs that recovery, which is okay. But it's not a habit for me to be active. It's not a habit for me to exercise. It's a lifestyle. You know, one of my clients is like, boy, I would really like to have, you know, your physique or the way you look. And I'm not a supermodel by any means, but I'm in reasonable shape. And he was like, man, you just have the type of physique that I would really want. And other people say, well, what do you do to look the way you do? And it's nothing special. I try to eat somewhat reasonable. My diet is nowhere near perfect by any means, but I try to eat somewhat reasonable, something I can maintain. Again, if I'm going to just eat 1,800 calories a day and it's all vegetables with some lentils, that's not sustainable for me. I'm not going to enjoy that. I'm not going to enjoy doing it, so I'm not going to maintain it, and I know that. But I'm just active. What do? Do you weightlift? Yeah, sometimes. Sure, why not? Do you do yoga? Sometimes. Do you walk? Sometimes. Do you run? Sometimes. Martial arts? Sometimes. It doesn't matter what I'm doing. I just have a lifetime of lifestyle. I've been active ever since I was a little kid, thanks, to my parents that were putting me in activities, and I enjoyed them and just stayed with it, whether it was Little League Baseball, pick up hockey or football in the street with friends, playing tag, running around, martial arts when I became a teenager, which stuck with me for all of my life at this point. It's just a lifetime of lifestyle. It has nothing to do with, well, this is the exercise you need to be doing, or you need to be working on your bench, or you need to be working on your squat. I haven't done a back-loaded straight bar squat in probably 8 years. I haven't done a flat bench press with a straight bar in probably 8 years. I just don't do it. Weightlifting is just not something I gravitate towards, even though there's benefits to it. It's just not a thing that's like, okay, this is the exercise you have to do. It doesn't work like that. You have to be active first, develop the habit of being active, and then transition it into a lifestyle. So again, the biggest part of fitness is the psychological part. It's the mental part. It doesn't have as much to do with physical as you think. Physical is a part of it. You have to do something, and you have to do something that you're going to enjoy doing, number one, and that your body will not reject, number two. I've run into that problem too, where people really want to run, but their body just simply rejects it. They can't run a lot, or not as much as they want to. That's okay. Let's find something else that you would enjoy that isn't running, because your body's not going to do it. It's not going to do it long term. It's not sustainable. Sometimes weightlifting is not sustainable for certain people. It is what it is. Martial arts is the same way. Some people can't do certain types of martial arts because of the spinal positions or the movements that are involved in that martial art. Then you just have to dose it appropriately, move on to some sort of other activity. I'm that way with Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. I have all sorts of problems doing live rolling in Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. My blood pressure drops and I have all sorts of issues with it. So I don't do it 6 days a week. That wouldn't make any sense. My body will reject that. And you got to find the things that your body will do that you enjoy. And again, start to build the habit, everyday activity, lifestyle, where it's no longer habit, it's just something you do. Brushing your teeth is not a habit. Brushing your teeth is a lifestyle. It's just something you do. Same with activity and fitness. Get it moving, build the habit, develop the lifestyle. This thing happens over time. The people that you look at and you're like, I want to look like him, I want to look like her, I want to have that physique. Remember, it didn't happen because of a shake weight or 28 days of doing P90X or a 20-day yoga challenge or one weight loss challenge. It happened by a lifetime of lifestyle. And lifestyle is not just what exercises they're doing. It's their nutritional habits, it's their sleeping habits, it's their health, it's their genetics, which genetics is something we can't change. It's their internal physiology. All that stuff matters. But if you put yourself in a position where you're doing something that is sustainable, you enjoy eating the way you are, you enjoy doing the activity that you're doing, you will be healthier at the base of it. You will have a healthier mindset, and you are more likely to maintain that sort of lifestyle. If you dread weightlifting, if you dread going to the gym, then you really should find something else to do. if you're going to the gym a lot and you're really killing yourself at the gym, but you're sore all the time and your sleeping patterns are poor and you don't feel good, then maybe you should be doing something different. There's someone that was a student of mine in gross anatomy. She went into bodybuilding for quite some time, and she was doing very well at it and looked fantastic. And I always remember this post that she made. She made this post and it really changed her lifestyle. She changed everything in her lifestyle because she never felt really good doing the bodybuilding. This is to her own admission. She was like, I looked like this, I look great, but I was always sore. I was never really happy. This just never connected with me. So she really went on a different path and started going very heavy into yoga, especially the spiritual side, the psychological side, the emotional side, and that really works for her. And it's not up to me to say, hey, this is good or bad. She just changed because this was not sustainable, and she knew that. There was a disconnect there. There was a problem. Even though she looked great, you looked at her on the surface, you'd be like, wow, who wouldn't want to look like that? Now she's over into doing yoga, and she still looks fantastic. She's still doing everything right. She's come to a good peace and equilibrium with this as a lifestyle, not just, oh yeah, I do yoga. No, it's just I'm active, and yoga is something that really helps keep me active and keep me healthy. So again, you have to find out, using your brain, the psychological side of things, what is your lifetime of lifestyle and how are you going to build that? Has nothing to do with sets and reps, has nothing to do with the method. You have to build the habit and then transfer the habit into a lifestyle so it's just part of who you are. We have different roles in life. We're husbands, we're fathers, we're sons, we're wives, we're engineers, we're therapists, we're healthcare professionals. We have all sorts of roles in life. What role do you do with your activity? What part of your life is activity? What role does activity play in your life? If it plays no role in your life, then you're not going to develop the lifetime of lifestyle, and you're not going to have the life that you really want if you're not embracing that activity that you need to do to get it. All right? So that's my discussion on lifetime of lifestyle. Remember, it's mostly mental, has very little to do with the physical side of things. Always mental. Think about using your head and the mental side of things first. So, this is Dr. Lee Krol, the Dr. Krol PT and Fitness Podcast. If you made it this far, we're about 22, 23 minutes into the podcast. You just need to do me that favor. Hit the like, hit the subscribe, share it, talk about it on social media. Send it to a friend, send the link to a friend in a text message and say, hey, this is something that might help you, or this is something I want you to hear because I think it'll do you some good. That's all I ask you to do. Help me out, share this podcast, get the message out there. Thanks for listening. This is Dr. Lee Krol, PT, signing off, and I will see you next time.